I was sitting in my recliner, the one my late husband Harold and I picked out together back when we bought this house 35 years ago. It was a quiet Tuesday evening, the kind where the sun filters through the lace curtains just right, and the only sound was the faint hum of the refrigerator in the kitchen. I'd just finished watering the geraniums on the front porch, my little ritual since Harold passed 5 years ago, and settled in with a cup of chamomile tea to watch my evening news program. The front door burst open like it always did when my son Mark came home. No gentle turn of the knob, just a slam that rattled the pictures on the wall. Mark, 32, and his wife, Sarah, 30, had been living here for the past 6 years, ever since they got married and needed a place to start out. We'd offered it gladly. Harold and I had paid off the mortgage long ago, and with him gone, the house felt too big for just me. Mark was our only child, and we figured it would be his someday anyway. No rent, no worries. They could save for their own place, build a life. That's what parents do, right? But over the years, things shifted. Slowly, at first. Mark stopped asking if he could use the garage for his tools. He just took it over. Sarah redecorated the living room without a word, tossing out my old floral sofa for something modern and gray. "It was looking dated, Mom," she'd said with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. I nodded, swallowed it down. Family, after all. That evening, Mark stormed in, tossing his keys on the entry table, my mother's antique table that he'd scratched up moving his gym equipment. Sarah trailed behind, scrolling on her phone. They didn't even glance at me. "Dad's old chair again," Mark muttered, loud enough for me to hear. "Mom, we're having friends over this weekend for the game. Maybe you could, stay in your room or visit Aunt Clara?" I paused the TV, my tea cooling in my hands. "This is my chair, Mark, and the living room is for all of us." He laughed, that short, dismissive bark he'd developed lately. "Come on, Mom, this is basically our house now. You've got the upstairs bedroom and bath, that's plenty. We've been here longer than you lived here alone. Just let us have the space." Sarah finally looked up. "Yeah, Eleanor, we're building our life here. The big TV, the open floor plan, it's perfect for entertaining. Your news shows can wait." I felt it then, like a cold drip down my spine. Not anger exactly, clarity. For 6 years, I'd cooked meals they barely thanked me for, paid the utilities that tripled with their endless streaming and AC blasting, cleaned up after their parties. I'd shrunk myself smaller and smaller, thinking it was love, generosity. But this was them erasing me from my own home. I set my tea down carefully. "This is my house, Mark. Title's in my name. Always has been." He rolled his eyes. Yeah, technically. But you said it would be mine someday. We're family. Don't be dramatic." Sarah smirked. "If you're lonely, maybe look into one of those senior communities. They have activities and stuff." That night, I didn't sleep. I lay in my bed, the one Harold and I shared, staring at the ceiling. Memories flooded in. Mark as a boy running through these halls, Harold fixing the leaky roof, us planting the oak tree in the backyard that now shaded the whole yard. This wasn't just a house, it was my life, and they'd turned it into their kingdom, with me as the tolerated servant. The next morning, while they were at work, I did what any sensible 68-year-old woman with 40 years of common sense would do. I called my old friend Margaret, whose husband was a real estate attorney before he retired. "Margaret," I said, "I need advice. Quiet advice." By afternoon, I had a plan. Not revenge, order. Boundaries, the law on my side. I started small. That evening, when Mark complained about the grocery bill, which I still paid, I smiled and said, "From now on, you'll handle your own shopping. I've closed the joint account you had access to." Sarah's eyes widened. "What? How are we supposed to—" "You're adults," I replied calmly, "with jobs." Mark laughed it off first. "Fine, whatever, we'll use our card." But over the next days, I turned off the premium cable package, the one with all Sarah's reality shows and Mark's sports channels. "Basic channels are plenty," I said. Then the high-speed internet downgrade. "It's slower, but reliable." They fumed. Mark yelled, "This is ridiculous. You're punishing us for nothing." "No," I said, folding laundry in the kitchen. "I'm reminding us all whose name is on the bills and the deed." That's when the real disrespect peaked. One Saturday, I planned to have my bridge club over, 4 widows like me, for tea and cards in the dining room. I'd mentioned it weeks ago. Mark overheard and said, "No way, we're having a barbecue, friends coming. You can do your old lady thing upstairs." I stood my ground. "This is my home. My friends are welcome." He got in my face, voice raised. "Listen, Mom, we've put up with your stuff cluttering the place long enough. This house is ours in every way that matters. Go to your room if you don't like it." Sarah nodded from the couch. "Yeah, Eleanor, we're building our life here. The big TV, the open floor plan, it's perfect for entertaining. Your news shows can wait." I felt it then, like a door closing. Not loudly, but firmly. I didn't yell back. I just looked at my son, the boy I'd raised, and saw a stranger. That night, after they went out, I packed a small suitcase. Not everything, just enough for a week. I took my important papers from the safe. The deed, Harold's will, leaving everything to me, insurance policies. I called the Hilton downtown and booked a room. Then I dialed Tom, Marrigott's husband, the attorney. "Tom," I said when he answered, "I need eviction papers drawn up for at-will tenants, no lease." He didn't ask many questions. He knew me. 30 days notice? That'll do. The next day, while Mark and Sarah slept in late, a young associate from Tom's firm arrived. Sharp suit, polite knock. He handed me the documents to review, then waited while I signed. "We'll serve them today," he said. I nodded. Personal service. By evening, as Mark grilled steaks in the backyard, on my grill with meat bought on my old card, the associate rang the bell. Mark answered, confused. "You're served," the man said simply, handing over the envelope. "Notice to vacate in 30 days. Mark's face went white, then red. "What the hell? Mom, what's this crap?" I was in the kitchen, sipping coffee. "It's exactly what it says. This is my house. You've been guests, generous ones, at my expense. That ends now." Sarah snatched the papers, reading frantically. "You can't. We've lived here 6 years. We have rights." "No lease," I said calmly. "No rent paid. In this state, 30 days from month to month. But since it's gratuitous, even less. But I'm giving you 30. Fair." Mark exploded. "You're evicting your own son over a stupid argument?" "Over years of disrespect," I corrected. "Over being told to go to my room in my home. Over thinking entitlement replaces gratitude." They called me cruel, heartless. Sarah cried to her mother, who phoned me screaming about family. Mark texted nonstop. "Come on, Mom, apologize. We'll talk." I didn't respond. Instead, I suspended the utilities in stages. First, the extras, then warnings about the rest. The internet slowed to a crawl, the TV went basic. Their credit card, supplemental on my account, stopped working mid-grocery run. Texts poured in. "This is humiliating. How are we supposed to live? You're destroying our marriage." I ate dinner at a quiet restaurant downtown, risotto and white wine. Alone, but peaceful. Over the 30 days, the house dynamic shattered. Mark sulked, Sarah packed boxes early. They whispered about adverse possession and squatters' rights. But Tom assured me, I lived here, paid everything, never abandoned it. No chance. One night, Mark cornered me. "Dad would be ashamed. He wanted this for me." I met his eyes. "Your dad wanted you to be a man, responsible, respectful, not a bully in someone else's home." The day before deadline, they begged a meeting at Tom's office. I agreed, neutral ground. In the conference room, folders neat, deed front and center, Mark started strong. "We're family, blood. You can't throw us out." Tom slid papers across. "Legally, she can, and has." Sarah teared up. "Where will we go? We assumed." "That's the problem, assuming instead of asking, thanking, contributing." Mark deflated. "Fine, we'll go, but this breaks everything." "No," I replied. "Disrespect did. This fixes it." They left with a rental truck on day 30. I wasn't there. Stayed at the Hilton, then a spa day. Tom supervised the handover. Keys returned, inventory checked, minor damages, holes from their massive TV mount, scuffs on floors. I'd build them later. When I returned, the house was empty, echoing, but mine. I opened windows, let fresh air in, scrubbed floors myself, repainted the living room a soft sage, my choice, hung Harold's old photos back up. Mark called later, apologetic. We found a place, small apartment. It's hard. I'm glad, I said. Hard teaches. Can we visit as family? Visits, yes. Tea on Sundays, but no staying. Boundaries, Mark. He paused. I get it now. I'm sorry. Sarah sent a text. I was wrong. Thank you for the wake-up. I started a little group, widows like me, sharing stories over coffee. Know your rights, documents over drama. Now evenings I sit in my